an expert or whatever. As I said, I'm more of an unconventional speaker. I speak from my heart. I don't use the brain at all. So I speak from my heart, whatever to 2 decades experience. As I said, this dress is just for the only functions. Otherwise, as I said, I'm a grassroots level. I claim myself as a grassroots level warrior, traveled across, even India for that matter, at the grassroots level, training the farmers, encouraging the farmers to get into organic farming. Because, promoting organic farming is just like a running against the stream, because today it's a chemical farming world. I've chosen all the, all my career. It's all running against the stream. It is even promoting organic food in the world of junk food. It's not so easy. On one hand, I promote organic food to the consumers. On the other hand, I promote organic farming or encourage the farmers to get into organic farming, where the whole world is, complete full of, chemical farming loaded with chemical fertilizers and pesticides. But nevertheless, as I said, I'm a motivational speaker. I've deliberately chosen, this career to do my level best or contribute my level best. As I said, my session is not a knowledge filling session. It's basically a motivation session. I try to sensitize people. I just try to, ignite the people mind so that, at the end of the day, farming community will be benefited. As of course, though I have worked for, 2.5 decades in organic domain, it's not that I know everything. Even I don't claim myself as a Sarvadna. Sarvadna means the one who knows everything. Learning is a never-ending process. It's a continuous process. So, and in fact, one more thing, and if anybody is keen to, know more of a, on an organic agriculture domain, rather I would say it's all ancient wisdom. In fact, I am very much impressed by school of ancient wisdom. The ancient wisdom, the very word is very, it carries a lot of meaning as well as very, attractive rather. So if you want to know more of a ancient wisdom as far as agriculture is concerned or organic agriculture is concerned, there's one institution, based out of Secunderabad, Asian Agri History Foundation. What they have done, basically, they have compiled and collected all the ancient wisdom as far related to agriculture, even Vriksha Ayurveda for that matter. They've collected all the literatures available in any language for that matter, and they have done the scientific validation. And they've translated it to English or Hindi or any local languages. If anybody is interested, I will connect you to the concerned institution, and then you can have a good collection of ancient wisdom, the literature rather. They have a collection of Vriksha Ayurveda and then Krishi Parasara, and then almost decades back knowledge they have compiled and collected. And of course, I don't want to get into the technical nitty-gritties, but still I would like to give the glimpses of organic farming. Usually we use the word organic farming in general or a broader perspective, but depending on the methodologies and depending on the the principles, there are different streams of farming. Even in meditation for that matter, even in yoga for that matter, we have a different school of thoughts and we have different streams. Similarly, organic farming is a very generic term, but when it comes to the deeper aspects, when you go deeper, we call it as a organic farming, even natural farming. Probably you might have heard about Subhash Palekar natural. And earlier it was called as a ZBNF, zero budget natural farming. Of late they call it as a SPNF, Subhash Palekar natural farming, and even Woma farming and Agnihotra. In permaculture, biodynamic farming, and Shivyok farming, there are different streams of organic farmings, as I said, based on the methodologies and the philosophies. But as a consumer, of course, you may not be into farming, but still, out of your curiosity or to gain the knowledge, I highly suggest or recommend you to know more about biodynamic farming, because biodynamic farming is everything boils down to Vedic agriculture system. And even Woma farming for that matter, they do Woma farming, because I know that the audience is not like a generic audience, because you're all the satsangis of school of ancient wisdom. I know that you know the essence or the value of the meditation or whatever it may be, but still I suggest you to research or get more information on the Woma farming and biodynamic farming. It's a very interesting for that matter. Of course, when at the global level, there are some personalities or greatest people who brought a lot of momentum to the organic organic agriculture or organic farm movement. One such personality is Masanobu Fukuoka. You might have heard about the book One Straw Revolution. And then Rudolf Steiner is the guy who promoted biodynamic farming in a big way. It all started in 1925. Just for your information sake, if you have heard about the organic certification process started by the students of Rudolf Steiner. The Biodynamic Farmers Association, they started in 1925 in Austria. They formulated, or they developed the very foundation or basics of certification system. What is prevalent today across the globe is a founder of biodynamic farming. Bill Mollison is a father of permaculture. As I said, I'm just giving a glimpse or a very basic information. If you are keen, if you are interested, probably, as I said, today there is no dearth of information. Always, depending on your passion and interest, we can get more information through today's information age, information science. Thanks to information science or IT. Subhash Palekar is the father of ZBNF or SPNF. He, honestly speaking, he has brought a lot of passion to the organic farming movement. Udut Baba Shivananji is promoting, Shivyog farming. They do some kind of a, Yoma or meditation kind of a thing, and even Diksha. They do give some the guru. He give Diksha to the farmers. Based on that, they practice. Off late, it's getting a lot of momentum in India. It's called as a Grow Krupamrut Jal. He's promoting in a big way, and Oma farming Agnihotra. But from certification point of view, of course, as I said, depending on the methodologies or depending on the philosophies, though we use different words, but when it comes to the question of certification, we use only two words. One is organic farming, and the second is biodynamic farming. Across the globe, whichever the country you visit, if you visit organic outlet or organic shop, you'll find only two. Certified organic food or certified biodynamic food. The only two kinds of streams are being used when it comes to the question of when it comes to the question of certification. Of course, Demeter is the standard developed for biodynamic farming. If the label says it is Demeter standard, or if you find this Demeter logo on any food product, it's deemed to be considered as biodynamic certified produce. And again, based on the inputs, usually we call it as a philosophy. In fact, in organic farming, we train or we educate or we encourage farmers not to buy any input from outside, even from seed for that matter. You make your own seeds, desi seeds or heirloom seeds. We encourage or we train them to make their own inputs for soil fertility management. If they come across any pest and disease, they can make their own decoctions using different plant species. This is we call it on-farm inputs. Using naturally available resources, they can prepare the compost or whatever the products for pest and disease management. We call it as a on-farm. Off-farm means they may not be able to make them on their own. They can buy from outside, but predominantly the very fundamental principle of organic farming is to make your own inputs. Of course, off late, organic kitchen garden is catching up like anything. Organic kitchen garden, organic terrace garden is a new thing. It's a buzzword now. Even, in organic kitchen garden or organic, terrace garden, you can also make your own compost. You can also make your own plant decoction to manage the pests and diseases. And honestly speaking, when it comes to the question of farming community, we can preach. It's very easy to preach, but it's very difficult to practice. Philosophy-based farming. That is, we always, encourage farmers to make your own inputs, but earlier it was all joint family in the rural areas. It's all becoming a nuclear family. It's not so easy to manage the cattle what our ancestors used to that take care. So unfortunately they have no other go but to depend on the external inputs. That's where of course there are few farmers, they have been practicing to the core. They don't buy anything from outside. They use their own, they make their own seeds. They use their their own inputs. But nevertheless, if you want to reach to the mass, we have no other go but to train them what to buy from outside, which are all the genuine quality organic inputs. And when, as far as certification is concerned, if you ask me why organic certification is required from producer perspective or a farmer perspective, why it is required from a market perspective. If you want to demand more money or get premium compared to the conventional produce, they have to have the certification, and it serves as a proof. It's a question of traceability, it's a question of integrity. And as far as law of the land is concerned, if you want to put the word organic on your label, if you want to claim your food as organic, it's mandatory. As of now, as per the government of India rules, you cannot claim the word, or you cannot use the word organic on your packet unless until it is certified organic. So at the end of the day, if you ask me in a layman term, certification is nothing but it's a question of integrity and it's a question of traceability. And to attract premium price, organic certification is required. To encash organic market, a certification is required from producer point of view. From a consumer point of view, it's a question of, as I said, it's a question of belief, it's a question of integrity, it's a question of traceability. In India, typically there are two certification types. If you from tomorrow, if you walk into any organic shop, you can find these two types of certified produce. One is, we call it as a third party certification. It is mandatory to export. As I said in the beginning, I have worked for two topmost exporters of certified organic commodities in India. In fact, I was the founding partner for one of the entity. We were the topmost traders of certified organic commodities in India. So for if you want to get into the trading in a big way, if you want to export, third-party certification is mandatory. Third-party certification is being promoted by Ministry of Industries, and Commerce, Government of India. There's one more certification system. We call it as a participatory guarantee system for domestic market. Domestic market in the sense, if you want to trade within India, the participatory guarantee system is more than sufficient. Just a very important difference between third party certification and participatory guarantee system is, third party certification is a very costly affair. The Ministry of Agriculture, they thought the farmers, they cannot offer to pay huge money for the certification purpose. So the very purpose of introducing the participatory guarantee system is to support the small and marginal farmers. In the market, you will find both the third party certified organic produce and PGS certified produce. At the international level, at the global level, we call it as a IFOM, the International Federation of Organic Agriculture Movements. It is a body comprised from the representatives from all the countries across the globe. They closely work with every country, agriculture department or the concerned department, and help each country to formulate their own standards. IFOM is a global entity. In India, APEDA comes under Ministry of Commerce and Industries. It's a authority in India to certify or give the accreditation for the certifying body. As a layman, tomorrow, if you walk into any organic shop, if you want to make sure whether it's organic, first thing is you need to look out for this logo, India Organic. Hope you can find this logo, the bottom logo. We call it as a India Organic logo. This logo is developed by Government of India. If you find this India Organic logo on any organic food packet, then you can believe that it's organic. Otherwise, just by the word organic, because we are in 21st century, of course, I am not such a spiritual person, but in this Kali Yuga, we cannot go by the word just organic alone. They need to have this logo. Of course, they cannot simply have that logo on their packet unless until they've been certified by the accredited certification agency. This is the it's a well-developed system. Almost it's been there in India for almost 2 decades, and it's a very well-defined, well-developed system. And this is a participatory. These are all the logos. If you find this logo, it's called as a PGS certified. For a consumer, it makes no difference. We need not to worry as a consumer. Even I'm speaking as a consumer now. Whether it is a third-party logo or whether it's a PGS logo, as a consumer, it is guaranteed that these stuffs are certified organic. As I said, just going by the word, especially today's world, it's we cannot take chance, we cannot take risk. And thanks to FSSI, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, even this Jaivik Bharat logo is mandatory. Maybe a couple of years back, they made it mandatory. You need to find out one is India Organic logo and Jaivik Bharat logo on the packets. Then only it's, as far as, systems and processes are concerned, as far as, regulations are concerned, as far as standards are concerned, it is guaranteed that these are all, certified organic stuff. And again, any company cannot certify. In India, there are only 34 certifying bodies or certification agencies. They only have the accreditation. They can only certify an individual farmer or a group of farmers. There is a well-developed system, as I said, and of course, today I cannot explain all the nitty-gritties. If you are keen, and if you are really very much keen, if you are into farming, if you want to get into the organic farming, if you want to get into the organic food trading, probably you can get connected to me, later. Probably we can discuss in detail. In fact, I've already requested the managing trustee, even if any other trustees in today's webinar, I request the School of Ancient Wisdom to organize more of a physical awareness campaigns for the consumers. We can organize a lot of awareness camps for the residents associations, even the apartment association for that matter. Even the School of Ancient Wisdom will carry. Of course, I'm not talking from the publicity perspective. At least we can educate the consumers. Otherwise, today the word organic is getting abused like anything. And I don't mind saying, because being associated with the food, this industry or this domain for last 2 decades, of late the word organic is getting abused, misused like anything. At least if you educate the consumers, at least if you educate the customers, at least directly or indirectly, we can get rid of such bad elements in the society. And this is what the as far as organic farming is concerned or certification is concerned. Now I would like to give bit of organic foods. Of course, I don't want to talk about the food habits and lifestyle. In fact, I am also a certified certified nutrition and wellness advisor. But you are all part of School of Ancient Wisdom. So you are all very elite and very unique or special audience. I don't want to talk about the food habits and lifestyle. But one thing is obvious. One thing is sure. Today, whatever the medical challenges that the entire humanity is facing, of course, there is a spiritual angle. Let me not talk about the karma and other aspects. But as far as food is concerned, sick soil is leading to sick body, sick soul. Probably a couple of you have heard about the Purandaradasa, greatest saint from Karnataka. He says, "Manninda kaya." Mannu means soil. Kaya means body. Whatever we are today, of course, there are Panchabhutas, but still, today, because I am a product of Agriculture University, I've traveled across Karnataka, I've traveled across India. After especially the introduction of Green Revolution, our soil has become very sick. The crops have become very sick. The food, whatever we are eating today, is sick. Ultimately, it all ends up with the sick body or a sick soul. This is the main reason. Or rather, I would say, let me, as I said, I'm an open and straightforward guy. I speak with passions. I speak with aggression, because bit of a rajasic nature. Actual reason for whatever the medical challenges we have today, we call it as a lifestyle diseases or chronic degenerative diseases. It's all because of our attitude towards soil, attitude towards our nature, our attitude towards our body. I'm very sorry to give this example. The people have become so sophisticated. They give a lot of prominence, lot of importance to aesthetics, external appearance, rather than the core or the inner value. For example, sophistication or external looks, it's okay here, left side. Okay, in the sense for garments or attire, when you are buying a dress, when we are buying some, even the, footwear for that matter, let's give importance for the external, appearance or aesthetic, but not in the food. Unfortunately, people, they go by the external appearance of the food. External appearance of a food has got nothing to do with the quality. I'm very sorry to say this. Today, the so-called sophisticated society, they think that if the fruits or vegetables or any food, the surface is shiny, If it is then it's very attractive. They think that it's good quality stuff. I'm very sorry to say this. In the food, the quality parameter for non-food is entirely different. The quality parameter for food is entirely different. Unfortunately, today we have brought the same parameters what we use for non-food to the food. Means external appearance decides or determines the quality of the food. I'm very sorry to say this. Unless until we change our attitude, unless until we change this perspective, health would be a costly affair. In fact, I have seen many people. I am a keen observer. The people spend hours and hours together just to buy a pair of footwear. They spend a lot of time. They say that this design doesn't suit me. This color doesn't suit me. But when it comes to the question of food, we don't do such we don't spend too much of time to analyze or determine which is the good good food or quality food. This is an unfortunate thing. This is the bitter truth. Quality definition for foods today. People say if it is uniform size, they think it's a nature. Agriculture production is not happening in four walls. Mobile, if you give a specific input, the output we can get the specific output. We can define everything, all the parameters in our control, but nature is not in our control. We may claim that agriculture technology, we may use the agriculture science, but nature is nature. Creator is creator. After all, we are all the creations of the creator. We cannot dictate, we cannot control all the parameters. But unfortunately, many people, because why I'm speaking from my heart, as I said, I speak from my heart. I don't use my brain. I've worked a lot, because when we had our own company, we used to organize a lot of awareness camps in the gated communities, apartments. We used to buy, fruits and vegetables from the organic farmers. And when we tried to, promote or sell in the apartment, they looking at the size, looking at the shape, they used to say, no, we don't buy such quality. Very unfortunate to say this. Quality, size, color, length, these are all not the quality parameters in food. Or white and bright, this is not a quality parameter in food. Shining surface, this is not the quality parameter in food. Nature decides the color, nature decides the shape, nature decides the color, nature decides the size. We need to go by, we need to respect the nature. We need to accept the nature. Even today, many, consumers say, I consume, many, even today, every day, I'll, receive a lot of calls. People saying that I consume, organic food. Consuming a organic sona masuri, honestly speaking, it's not organic. We need to, consume the seasonal food. We need to consume locally grown food. There are many desi or traditional rice varieties earlier what we used to consume, or even ancestors used. We say we consume organic basmati. We say organic sona masuri. But our basmati rice is not being grown in Karnataka. It's being grown in Punjab. We need to consume locally grown food. We need to consume seasonally grown food. Then only we can claim we are organic food lovers, or we can say we encourage organic foods. Otherwise, by getting walnuts from outside India and say I'm consuming organic walnuts, rather you can consume organically grown peanuts for that matter. So what at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that locally grown and seasonally grown, they are the best food stuff, because nature has designed. See, apple is being grown in Kashmir. In Kerala, I say a state of spices. If you observe the agroclimatic factors or the nature decides which crop is suitable for a particular region. That's how our ancestors' food habits have been developed. But unfortunately, thanks to the technology, thanks to the sophistication, thanks to the so-called modern lifestyle, in the name of quality, we are fooling ourselves rather. So if you ask me, the true quality definition for foods should be based on the nutrition profile. If I'm consuming an apple, if I'm consuming a guava fruit, if I'm consuming some food, what is the nutrients profile the food is rich in? That should be the quality, of the food. Are free from pesticide residues. Whatever the food we are consuming is loaded with pesticide residues, thanks to the chemical farming. But if it is free from pesticide residues, I would say it's the best quality food. It should be freshly harvested, not eating an apple almost 4 months or 5 months been harvested, kept in a cold storage or a cold chain for a couple of months together and then consuming. It should be freshly harvested. The only way to consume freshly harvested is to buy local foods, locally grown foods. Kindly don't get carried away by the so-called ads. Even some latest, rather one of the popular English newspaper, I find lot of ad on the pista or walnuts of some other country. I'm not saying that. Of course, from spiritual perspective, there is no physical barrier. We are all we all belong to the same universe. But as far as food is concerned, we need to consume locally grown and seasonally grown and organically grown. These are all the parameters based on which we can say the food is the quality is good or not by the looks or length or color or shiny. And this is my view. I don't know how you take take it in I request you to take in the right perspective. This is the hard truth. It's better to eat food with insects unknowingly. Honestly speaking, many times you might have consumed an insect within the food unknowingly, rather than eating food with pesticide residues knowingly. Many people, if they find some small hole in a fruit or vegetable, they behave as if they found some tiger or some wild animals. This has this particular our attitude towards that food has forced the farmers to use the chemical pesticides or fungicides. They want to get rid of the insects, because consumers at the end of the day, they are not buying insect affected fruits or vegetables. We as a consumer, so-called sophisticated consumers, directly or indirectly, we are promoting the chemical farming just to please the consumers or just to get the attention of the consumers. Farmers are forced to practice the chemical farming. So even tomorrow, if you find any hole, please don't, because when we are during our childhood days, in fact, we any fruits and vegetables, if you find any caterpillar or anything, we used to just discard and then cut and that particular portion and discard, and we used to use. But today, if they find any hole, any insect infestation, they behave as if it's a low quality food. I'm very sorry to say this. As I said, the main reason why people are suffering, of course, I'm not talking from the spiritual angle, our own attitude towards the food, our own attitude towards the nature, our own attitude towards agriculture, whatever. And today we may say that one time, probably 1940s and 50s, India, we were depending on other countries. We used to import a lot of food grains. Today, of course, thanks to green revolution or agriculture technology, our production, and in fact, India is topmost producers across the globe in many fruits and vegetables. But unfortunately, our fruits and vegetables look bright, shiny, and even the size may be bigger. But unfortunately, they lack in the vital vitamins and minerals. We call it as a hidden hunger. The hidden hunger is one of the reasons why people are suffering from chronic degenerative diseases. Today, our plates are full quantitatively, unfortunately not qualitatively, because our soil, as it's a dead, it's more like it has become sick. So unless until we bring life to the soil through organic farming practices, we cannot have a healthy food on our plate. So that's why I said my topic could be organic farming and organic foods. Even as a consumer, we carry a social responsibility or ethical responsibility on shoulder. By consuming more and more of organic foods, by consuming more and more of locally grown foods, directly or indirectly, we can encourage the local farming community or being associated or practicing organic. Why buy organic? I would say first thing is for your own health and your family health, as they are free from harmful chemical residues and, of course, nutritious as well. And this is very, very important. Probably you might not have thought about it from this perspective. We can, as a consumers, can be the solution for market problems of organic farmers. If you buy more and more of organic foods, the farmers who have been practicing organic, they'll be encouraged, because, as I said, unless until we connect them to the market, unless until they get a better price, no, it's very difficult to go on a long way just based on the philosophy. Even they need, it should be economically viable a proposition for them. It's all possible. We as a consumer decide to buy stuff directly from the farmers. In fact, I take this opportunity, I take this platform through this webinar. Once again, I would like to request the managing trustee and all other trustees of the School of Ancient Wisdom to, in fact, I've already suggested Swati and Dr. Natraj as well. A School of Ancient Wisdom as a charitable trust, let us source and promote farmers brand, farmers, basically grown by farmers, basically processed by farmers, and branded by farmers, even the millets for that matter. Because I have a connection across, India, I have a connection across Karnataka. I can help School of Ancient Wisdom to source farmers brand across Karnataka. Only thing is that, being a, satsangis or well-wishers of School of Ancient Wisdom, you need to support. Of course, it's your own trust. As an outsider, I am requesting the School of Ancient Wisdom to, help us, or as a team, let us organize more and more of an awareness campaign in the gated communities, apartment, and various residential association, and encourage them to buy not just organic food, buy farmers brand organic food, not just buy millet, buy millets directly from the farmers, or self-help group, or a women group. And why we need to buy organic? To contribute to the nature or environment. Today we all talk about nature, or global warming. We all use a lot of jargons, or very technical terms. But at the end of the day, solution lies in the ordinary consumer science. Our attitude towards food, our attitude towards agriculture. Even we can contribute a lot to the nature, or environment for that matter. Many people ask me, sir, which brand is the best? X brand is good, Y brand is good, or Z brand is good? As I said, it's all, whatever the information I've shared is not from any books. It's all from my, whatever the practical experience I've gained over the decades. I have, I am presenting in my own style. The first priority, the best brand, the first priority should always be given to organic farmers, or organic farmers association, or farmers cooperatives and federation. Please buy organic food directly from individual farmers, or organic farmers association, or organic farmers cooperatives, or organic federation. In this connection, I'm requesting the School of Ancient Wisdom to join hands in my own initiative to promote and support the organic farmer. The second priority, if you are not able to find the organic farmers directly, or organic association directly, at least buy from the NGOs who are working directly with the organic farmers. Because NGOs, many charitable trusts, their motive or motto or purpose or intent is not to make money. At least they would be directly working with the farmers. If you buy through from them, it's fine. That should be the second priority. Third priority, to buy from the companies or brands working directly with the organic. There are many companies. It's not that I'm not saying that all companies, they don't work with the farmers. There are many companies who have their own farmer base. They are providing free of cost training to the farmers. They are helping the farmers to get the certification. They source the raw material from the farmer. They in turn process and pack and manage. That should be the third priority. Last priority, to buy from companies or brands just trading without any farmer base, or not directly working with the farmers. Or let me, on a lighter note, let me say that sitting in a AC room, source from the farmers, and it's very easy to brand. Today's world is very easy to brand. Sitting in AC room, we can make a brand. We can make a big brand, and using the so-called digital marketing or online marketing, we can create brand. No doubt for that matter. But they have not worked with the farmer. They don't know who the farmer, they don't know honestly the source. They buy, they source, and they make and they brand it. So unfortunately, organic food industry in India today, it's completely dominated by the last category. There are many company brands, many corporate brands. They source, they pack, and they're selling. Of course, if you ask me as a consumer, even if you ask me as a consumer, what are the hurdles people facing when we suggest them to go organic? The number one, the very, very important is doubts on the authenticity and genuineness of organic food. They don't mind paying extra bucks. They don't mind paying premium, but they're not sure whether it is 100% organic. The authenticity and genuineness, is a big question mark. But when you directly buy from the farmers, they're not you can take it for granted. The authenticity and genuine, you need not to worry about that. This is the first thing, because even as I've worked with the consumers for even 2 decades in my journey, this is the number one query what we usually face when you have a direct interaction with the consumer. The second thing, rates of majority, the price of majority of organic brands are not affordable even for middle class families. Exorbitant prices. Because honestly speaking, even I don't blame the companies. Honestly, I blame not all the consumers. There are many consumers under the notion, under the impression that if the price is too high, they think that is the best quality. If you are if you are buying one organic stuff for 100 rupees, and on the other hand, if some brands is selling it at 250 rupees, they think that 250 rupees brand is quality is very nice. Unfortunate thing. So some companies are encashing this so-called attitude of a few consumers, and their products are priced at a very higher range. The next thing is uncertainty on consistent continuous supply of organic food. Many a time they buy the organic stuff from during the organic mela or Raita Sante or farmers fair, but they're not sure whether they get the same stuff on continuous basis or a regular basis, because farmers, if for them it's too difficult to bring the stuff from their respective villages and daily supply. This is where I am requesting the School of Ancient Wisdom. I am requesting all the residential association. I'm requesting all the charitable societies or NGOs to join hands with me, so that we can play a role of a bridge kind of a thing, where we can source directly from the farmers from the rural area and make it available. So we are not promoting our own brand. School of Ancient Wisdom will not be having any brand. Yogish Appajaiah will not be having any my brand. The brand should carry the name of that particular farmers association or a woman self-help group name. This is the whole intent, or this is my passion. Then only the organic farmers will get the lion's share. Otherwise, organic food industry is growing like anything on one hand, but organic farmers are not getting their due share. As today, convenience factor or element has taken the priority over health and well-being. Most of us consumers, we prefer to get regular non-organic foods, get door delivered. People want everything in a click of a mouse. Even mouse, forget about the mouse today, it's a smartphone, everything. This is the reason many companies, they claim in the newspapers ad, we deliver within 5 minutes, we deliver within 10 minutes, we deliver within 15 minutes. So this is the world we are living in. They want buy get everything order online, because farmers association, they have not reached to that. Of course, even the government is supporting them to be be present on online. At least School of Ancient Wisdom, we can play that role as a charitable organization. We can create a platform, or e-commerce platform or digital platform, where we can make the presence of farmers association felt, and then we can reach and we can penetrate the market with farmers brand. There are a couple of my practical advice on organic food. Please don't let organic products stay on shelf for more time. Use them at the earliest, because especially today both the parents are working. Weekend we buy the stuff and we fill it in the refrigerator and we use throughout the year. Rather, my suggestion, because organic food products, they are not treated with any chemicals, not any preservatives are not being used in any stages of the supply chain. So it's highly advisable to buy fresh and use fresh, and don't let the stuff stay on the shelf for more time. And unlike non-organic products, no pesticides or chemical fumigation methods are used to control storage pests in organic food. Kindly don't get carried away by the presence of insect. It's not that it's not organic or it's not a good quality one. If you find come across any any insect for that matter, because they have not used any fumigation or any preservatives or chemicals to control storage space, you can just keep it for a while in a sunshine. Sunshine is the best easy way to get rid of the insects. See, earlier we all used to do that during our childhood days. Our ancestors used to do that. But unfortunately, in the name of science and technology, in the name of so-called sophistication, in the so-called aesthetics, we are not treating the food, or we are not respecting the food. Not all. Kindly don't mistake me. Majority of the people. So this is what I wanted to share. As I said, I'm basically a motivational speaker. I don't want to give information. As I said today, in fact, in Google, you can find hundreds of pages of information on organic farming, even organic food, even the organic certification for that matter. But the motivation and then the right kind of the perspective towards organic food industry. So I thought I can at least try my level best to use this platform, use this webinar, at least to touch few souls, at least to influence few souls who vibrate in the similar wavelength, and who value or respect my views and join hands with us. As always, I end my presentation with this picture. There's one small story, a very motivating story. In fact, it has touched my life personally. One man, it says one man can take 100 horses to water, one man, even by force for that matter. But even 100 men cannot make a single horse to drink water by force, until a horse decides. Until a horse is feeling thirsty, we cannot make a horse to drink water by force. So as I said, I am basically a motivational speaker. I resigned to my government job, so-called secured and government job. I've traveled across Karnataka and other state, worked at a very grassroots level. I worked for the two topmost exporters of certified organic commodities in India. I've seen the industry, I've seen the corporate side of organic domain. Unfortunately, the farmers at the grassroots level, they are not getting the lion's share. As I always say, as a individual customers, as a individual consumers, we are carrying a ethical or social responsibility on a shoulder to support a farmer to win in the market, not in just a production. We have a lot of responsibility to carry out or execute. Let's, as a team, let us join hands, and School of Ancient Wisdom is the best platform. A word about, in fact, I know School of Ancient Wisdom from my government service time, 2003, 2004. Excellent, international fame, well-renowned trust with a very elite class of people who thinks differently, the right set of attitude, people with the right set of attitude. I request each one of you to get into the organic farming. Let us organize more of a awareness camps for the farming community as well. Let us encourage, let us bring more and more farmers into the organic farming practices. One hand, other hand, let us educate, let us motivate, let us inspire more and more consumer to buy brands of farmers, not the so-called brands of the corporates or the company. This is what I just wanted to share. Now if you have any queries, I would love to answer. And of course, in one session, I could able to share my my thought process or my views on organic farming and organic foods. If you are really interested, probably you can have physical sessions as well at the School of Ancient Wisdom premises or any association for that matter. If you are interested, probably you can collect my number from Swati and you can we can get connected. Now this is what I wanted to share. If you have any query, I would love to answer your query.
Thank you so much. It was very interesting. You really shared a lot, all your personal experience on organic food as well as organic farming. And we will now open up the session for questions. Any questions?
I have two clarifications.
Go ahead, Mr. Janaki.
Yeah, my name is Janakira. Anyway, it was a very comprehensive overview and a good presentation, sir. My first clarification is, what is a nutritional profile and how do we get to know it?
Yeah, it's a good question. See, nutrition profile. See, today, as I said, due to the chemical farming, the farmers have been using only specific fertilizers. For example, even for human being, as I said, I am also a certified nutrition wellness advisor. We call it as a protein, we call it as a carbo, we call it as a fat. But unfortunately, today's food habits, we are consuming a lot of carbohydrates. Of course, not all. Many people, especially the kids and children, that don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Predominantly fruits and vegetables are rich in vitamins, vitamins and minerals. Similarly, when it comes to the question of agriculture, farmers have been using only specific NPK. We call it as a NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash-rich fertilizers. They are not using any compost because earlier they used to have a lot of cattle population. They used to convert it to compost. They used to even in the green manure. There are many stuff they used to incorporate into the soil. At the end of the day, the food used to be rich in all the vitamins and minerals, not just only the carbohydrates or proteins. And so at the end of the day, whatever the food we are consuming today, it's lacking vitamins and minerals. That in general, we call it as a nutrition profile. But on organic foods, as organic foods been grown using all the organic compost or organic stuff, invariably the organically grown food is the nutrition profile would be much better than the chemically grown produce. This is what we call as a nutrition profile. It means to say that it has carbohydrates or protein or fat, even it's rich in vitamins and minerals. This is what the nutrition profile from a food perspective.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Other clarification is
please.
Now, is it really necessary for senior citizens or super senior citizens to go for organic food?
Sir, as I said, organic food, it's not that only the young generation. Whether it's, in fact, if you ask me, especially the health issues, the kids and the senior citizens are if you heard about the geriatrician, there's a specialization in the medical field as well. Geriatrician, they take care of only the senior citizens. They are very much prone to medical challenges, of course, due to the various reasons. If you ask me, organic foods, the top priority in any typical family should be given for the kids and the senior citizens. That is one perspective. Yeah, that is from health perspective. But helping the farming community as a consumer, irrespective of my age, as a consumer, we call it as Annadata Sukhi Bhava. Annadata Sukhi Bhava. Of course, the first is the God, the next is nature. Then we all need to thank the farmer. Because of him, we are eating food. That's why the Prime Minister, Lal Bahadur Shastri said, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. I say, we are consuming the food being produced by the farmer. At least if we consume more and more organic food, irrespective of our age, directly or indirectly, we would be providing a market to the organic farmers.
Right. Thank you. Any other question?
I have put some questions in the chat box.
Go ahead and read them, Meera.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Where do we buy directly from the farmers?
Yeah, that's what, as I said, off late, especially if you heard about the farmer producer companies, it is one of the largest and most ambitious scheme of central government as well as each respective states. What they're predominantly doing, it's not so easy for an individual farmer to process, brand, and market. So now the government, especially in Karnataka, because we are in Bangladesh, in Karnataka, the government has supported 1,100 farmers association to make their own companies, and the government has provided the financial support to have their own processing unit, pack and brand and market. And there's one more scheme, we call it as a one district and one product. Even the government is supporting the women self-help group and Stree Shakti groups in rural areas to make their own processing and branding. As I said, I have access to for all this thing. Only things I need a platform. This is why I'm requesting the School of Ancient Wisdom. In a School of Ancient Wisdom premises, we have a shop there, right? So I requested the managing trustee, and even in fact, I'm requesting all of the trustees, instead of supporting or instead of encouraging some other XYZ companies, let us make all the rural brands available in the shop. Let us organize let us organize awareness camps in each residential association, apartment association. Through School of Ancient Wisdom, let us promote. So let us make it available to the consumer level. Each apartment, we can make the products available at their doorstep.
Yeah, I live closer to GKVK, that is, in Vidyaranyapura. We usually have Krishi Mela every year.
Okay.
And I do go there and see because farmers do come there. So, and then locally produced, as you said, is always good for us. And what is this hidden hunger that you were talking about?
Yes. See, hidden hunger, again, it boils down to the nutrition profile. So hidden hunger is this, as I said, Earlier, before the introduction of the green revolution, the farming practices were altogether different.
Yeah.
It was almost organic, default organic. Of course, they never knew about the fertilizers and pesticides. Our soil was rich. Our soil used to contain all the vitamin, all the nutrients for that matter. In human beings, we call it as a protein, carbohydrate, fat, right? In agriculture, we call it as a NPK. In human beings, protein, carbohydrate, fat are the major nutrients. In agriculture, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium are the major nutrients.
Okay.
When due to the Western influence or the green revolution, the farmers started using only the fertilizer which are rich in NPK and no other nutrients. But earlier they used to add lot of compost, cow dung, or all the animal excrete or even the plant residues. They used to incorporate back to the soil.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
So then all the nutrients were available in the soil. At the end of the day, ultimately all the nutrients they used to present in the food. But today there are many vital nutrients which are not present in the food what we are eating today. The size may be big. The fruit size may be big, the vegetable size may be big, but there are many nutrients or maybe a vitamin or a mineral which is absent in the food because it's fundamentally the soil is lacking. See, if the nutrients is present in the soil, then only it can come to the food, right?
Correct. I agree.
Absolutely. So this is what technically they call it as a hidden hunger.
I see. Okay. Thank you, sir. We do get a lot of auto rickshaws that come from Hesaragatta. And then we buy a lot of these fresh vegetables from them every day. So we don't know whether they are farmers or not but they bring it every day. And then they're very fresh, when you prepare also.
Okay.
And when I used to live in Malleshwaram, and we have a place called Navadarshanam, South Bangalore. There they used to encourage growing food, and then they would come to Malleshwaram and sell it. We would buy that also. We can do something like that from our, here at School of Ancient Wisdom. We can call it Sante, and then maybe sell it.
Absolutely. In fact, I've already had a detailed discussion with Dr. Natraj. In fact, we have identified the area which are pretty near to School of Ancient Wisdom. Even Yelahanka we have identified. Even Malleshwaram we have identified. And because, as I said, being in the industry, in Bangalore, couple of areas, you will find the people, they're very supportive such kind of initiatives or thought process.
Correct.
So even Malleshwaram is being one such area. Even Yelahanka, lot of apartments. We thought that School of Ancient Wisdom, let us organize in every gated community or apartment, let us organize one day event where we educate the consumers and let us go with the farmers brand there.
Yeah, and then sir, I live in Defense Layout, Vidyaranapura, and I'm secretary of our association.
Oh,
Maybe
that's great.
We can put that also, in our association group, we can put it.
Yeah, that's great. 100%. We can do that.
Yeah. Thank you. It was a beautiful, really nice session, and thanks to Sajani for organizing this, really.
As I said, I'm not an academic speaker. I speak from my heart.
Sir,
I know nothing but organic. Extensively worked for 2.5 decades. I've seen government sector, I've seen corporate sector, private sector, NGO sector. I've run my businesses. Even currently, I'm running businesses. Basically, from a farming background, farmers are not getting their due share.
I think what we can make out the passion. The way you presented, we can make out, sir. Thank you.
My, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Any more questions? No? Any questions, any suggestions? If there aren't any, then we've come to the end of this session. Thank you so much. I request Mr. Janaki Ram to kindly propose a vote of thanks. Mr. Janaki Ram.
It is my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks to the speaker who has had a vast experience in organic farming, having served in the government and then taken it as a mission. And we could see his passion coming out in his presentation. And it was a very, very comprehensive and holistic coverage. And really didn't give much scope to ask many questions because it was very well explained. So I take this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Janakiram. Thank you, everyone, for being with us. And we look forward to having a session sometime at the School of Ancient Wisdom. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.